everybody, it's your Kid Catholic here again with another Tuesday episode, Kid Catholic Official Episode 3. And today's topic, only one this time, will be the Holy Spirit. Like, he's the third person in the Blessed Trinity, and they are all one God, but sometimes you feel like you're thinking more about the Son or more about the Father more or something like that. And I mean, the Holy Spirit does do a lot for us, but the question is, what does he do? I mean, we know that the Father created us. We know that the Son allowed us to go to heaven. What does the Holy Spirit do? Well, here it is. So, let's get down to business. The Holy Spirit is normally pictured as a dove, like you see here. He is also sometimes pictured as flames of fire, like when he came down on the apostles. But what does he really do for us? And in that, we are going to need to start with the story of Adam and Eve. As some of you know, Adam and Eve were the very first people on earth, and God gave them one commandment that they had to follow: not to eat off the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And with their gifts that we don't have today, they had stronger souls, so it was easier for them not to sin. But they did sin because the devil, as a serpent himself, came and tempted them. And so because of that sin, we have weaker souls, and it is easier for us to sin. So the Son, he died on the cross so that we could get to heaven. He took up his sufferings, and the Father created the earth. What the Holy Spirit does is, at baptism, he takes away original sin from Adam and Eve. We still have weaker souls than Adam and Eve did, but we don't have sin anymore. So what the Holy Spirit does is he cleanses us from our sin, and we are free of sin as long as we can be. But because of that weakened soul, we keep sinning, and so we need to be strong. We need to strengthen up our soul by praying, by receiving communion, by going to Mass day after day, so that we can stop sinning, so that we can go to heaven like Jesus allowed us to do. Now it's time for Saint of the Week. Today's Saint of the Week and my name and today's feast day is a not very well known Saint, Saint Kenneth. And here, talking about Saint Kenneth with us is Greiner Gummerson. Hi. He is known as Saint Kenenach of Aghaboe. Also, Saint Kenneth if you live in Ireland, and Saint Kenneth in Scotland. He is known as a lot of stuff, and we're not even done. I think he's named after a lot of more confusing names that I can't read, so I didn't say them in Germany, stuff like that. So he's not a very well-known saint. So it is I don't know anything about him. I had to look stuff up online, and we're not even done talking about it. There is so much with this saint that nobody knows, right, Garner?
Yeah, he's not the most well-known, but he is named after him, so we kind of wanted to talk about him.
Yeah. So, let's get into, a couple more facts about him, and then, we'll be done. He was a monastic founder and priest in the medieval times. That's a little bit of facts about him. I don't really know much. Garner?
Some things we don't realize about saints is anyone in heaven besides, God and Jesus is a saint. A saint is just a person who we know is in heaven, and we think of to relate to that we need to be like to go to heaven.
Exactly. So, I mean, there are many more saints that aren't canonized as saints. Like Saint Teresa of Calcutta was canonized a little bit ago, and before that she was in heaven, so she was already a saint, but on earth she was not a saint quite yet.
She was a blessed. A blessed is someone going to be canonized or may be canonized as a saint, but is awaiting to be canonized as a saint.
And that's all we have for Kid Catholic. Please subscribe to Fashion and Crafts with Greiner, and subscribe to my channel. That way you get more of my videos by clicking the button down below. And put in the comment section down below what you think next week's episode should be, because I really have no idea. And that's about it. So I will see you all next week.